All right. Shalom Yashala. Call Halal Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Waharakah Kodash Brakatham. I like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Akyam, pushing his truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Akwat that they're listening. What I have here on the screen, it's just, it was a situation that occurred, I believe, early this week, if I'm not mistaken, Dallas, Texas, it's where, I reside. So, it's a very unfortunate situation. So the excerpt of the clip is definitely going to go into detail of what happened. But I tell you this, man, more and more of this is going to occur. You dig? And this is really another, just another strong point of showing you that, man, prophecy will always go undefeated. Okay? And the scriptures back that up. Okay? The scriptures always backed it up, man. Because it's, you in the scheme of things, you see, man, this is senseless crimes and senseless murders. But guess what? It's all tied into prophecy, man. It's all tied into prophecy. Okay, but I'm gonna let the excerpt of this clip play, and I'm gonna get some videos. Salakia. I'm gonna let the excerpt of this clip play, then I'm gonna get some scriptures. Salakia.
Affidavit says a woman was shot and killed outside a Dallas PetSmart after getting upset at a woman for not saying thank you.
Court documents say the victim, Cecilia Simpson, was shot several times after the dispute escalated into a parking lot fight. Peyton Yeager has more on the story tonight.
The family of 41-year-old Cecilia Simpson sent Fox 4 News these photos of the Duncanville mother of two. Friends and old classmates from Duncanville ISD also mourning the loss. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Simpson was shot and killed after becoming upset because a woman she held the door open for didn't say thank you. The argument started at the store Five Below Tuesday and then spilled over to the PetSmart in the same South Oak Cliff shopping center off Wheatland Road. Investigators say 22-year-old Kiana Hampton followed Simpson and her daughter into the PetSmart. Employees there asked them to leave.
The screaming first caught my attention.
Fox 4 spoke to a 27-year-old ER nurse who walked out of the PetSmart as the two women were arguing in the parking lot.
Hey, man. Once again, to the to those who aren't spiritual, or don't have the spiritual eye to see what's going on, man, you're going to continue to be in for a rude awakening. But I will say this: a lot of people know like what's up, but it's really just a level of acceptance that a lot of people are not willing to have or give up. A lot of people do like to stay docile in the dark. Like, yeah, it's people are on that type of time, man. People are just, on that type of time, and also concerning that incident, too, that is, the Akyam can vouch, and we can vouch for one another, bro. Like, manners is a big thing. And, Jake, hey, during this captivity, Jake has had the short end of the stick, right? But that don't give you the right to be a asshole, man. Because a lot of Jake will make excuses for not being polite, cordial. Just being a decent person. Jake will, we've endured so much. That still don't give you the right to be an asshole. Man, you sometimes when you meet someone who's just a cordial person and polite, and you peel back the layers and they open up to you, bro. Some people then had a very traumatizing life and just some unbelievable things that yourself couldn't stomach. But here it is, they're putting forth the effort of being a decent person. But Jake, once again, likes to use that excuse of our captivity to be assholes, and it's not right. Okay, I'm going to get some scriptures. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Okay, people are what? They're seeing that. Okay, well, and if they're not seeing it, they like, man, something's off. Or because people will always make the argument, well, this has been happening since the beginning of time, which is true. But at this rate, this common, you get mad at someone because they called you out for not having the decency to say thank you, and then also on the flip side, I wish Miss Simpson, Eve, who got killed and what have you, I wish, she just would have let that roll down her back, man. You just really gotta let it roll off your shoulders, man. Because I'll be honest, I usually encounter that on a very common basis, man. Now it'll be a lot of Jake who are decent, polite, cordial, and then you got a decent amount of Jake who just assholes and mug you when you open the door, bro. So we, I understand, now Eve, who, put all the energy to follow the chick who called her out to kill her just to give her life up. Here it is, you take someone else's life just for your dumb ass to sit, in a box, 23-hour lockdown. But, good riddance, man. Niggas like that don't need to be on the streets. And also, with everything that's going on, people aren't really putting forth the effort, that of being a better person. You don't know what's going on because you're so engulfed in yourself as well. If people want to make this a better place, hey, do the things, be the change. You be the change you want to see. But people aren't willing to do that, man. And that's why I'm, this particular story just, hey, is heating up, and I'll keep stating it. Just like that incident that happened with the beheading in Dallas, it's only going to continue to get worse. Okay, verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and that's what we've seen, man. That's what we're seeing. In-house fighting, relative, spouse, co-worker, boss, stranger is going down. It's going down. There's no way around it, man. Okay, and guess what? It's going to keep on rocking. Okay, because also when you look, when you read the Isaiah 19 in the NLT, it says when it says the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. Okay, that burden of Egypt is states in the NLT, this message came to me concerning Egypt. Look, Yahweh is advancing against Egypt. Okay, so this is the will of the Heavenly Father. The Lord is shaking things up. Okay, I just want to make that point. I'll continue reading back in verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Is that not what we're seeing? And I'll be honest, I've done tons of lessons on this particular scripture. And guess what? It's going to be tons more if it be the will of Yahweh Bashem Yasha. Because it's only going to keep what? Advancing. Because the Lord is going what? He's going to advance this, man. Because this place is on its way out anyway, man. But it's good for, of course it's unfortunate, for her children. But hey, Miss Simpson, she's in the spirit world. That demon who killed her, her ass is in the hot box now. Good riddance, man. So that's how the Lord is setting up judgment as well, man. The Lord is moving a lot of you, getting a lot of you niggas off the streets or up to the spirit world, whether it be, we all have an expiration date. Okay? We all have an expiration date. Some don't. But we're coming into a time, guess what? It's going to be when Jake go to the spirit world or what have you, it's going to be the last time for expiration date, man. So we're almost up out of here, Akiam and Aquaf. So just, keep that in mind. Verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Okay? So you're going to have these weak ass seances, because if you ain't praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, it's definitely on the left hand side, bro. I don't care how you spin it, dice it, cut it. It's on the left hand side. If it's no prayer being sent to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, yeah, the Lord ain't with it. Verse 4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Okay, we know who that. Hey, verse 4. Hey, who's that? Who's that? Who's that fierce king, man? Hey, that Trump administration. Trump going hard. Okay. I will give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. Is Trump not going hard? Is Trump not putting all these stipulations, executive orders, the current shutdown of the government? But just to hone back in on the topic at hand, man, it's just wild, because once again, that's just very, it's unsettling, when you do something, because granted, you don't have to do it, right? But come on, bro, I'm coming out, I clearly see you about to come in. What's 2 seconds gonna kill you? Or 1 second? And then 2, on the flip side, what's gonna kill you to say, oh, thank you, appreciate that. People, that entitlement, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, bad manners and entitlement, man. But once again, the Lord is a trip, man. This is the Lord's movie, man. Because it's crazy, man. A plot twist. You had no energy to say thank you, or and some people, be like, man, my bad. I wasn't even, and there's been instances, like, man, I'm so sorry. I've seen people walk past and then kind of like, oh, my bad. Sometimes some people's minds be somewhere else. But we're in a time like, man, cut the shit. People get off on being assholes. But guess what? Being an asshole is going to have its consequences if you're not being an asshole in the coming from a good place. And what I mean being an asshole, because there's a time and place for everything, right? As a matter of fact, let me get that. Bear me, Baba Kushah. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. This is verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Okay? So, that's so many, it's just beautifully layered, and let me read down some. Verse 2, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Verse 3, a time to kill, that was not a time to kill. That was not a time to kill. And a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn, and a time to dance. Verse 5, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. Okay? Verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose. Now, that time to lose could have been on Miss Simpson's behalf. Like, you know what? She got it. She got it. Unfortunately, you just got to roll with the punches and just take it on the chin from time to time. I don't lose my shit now. Inside, I get frustrated. Like, bro, why are you being such an asshole, bro? And I say that coming from a place, I've seen people catch pure hell and be some of the most upstanding citizens you'll ever see, man. And I'm talking, and first and foremost, I'm talking about brothers in GMS. And then on the side of that, Jake that I interact with, Jake will be going through hell and still have a good spirit about him. Those decent Jake, so-called. Let me read, matter of fact, let me read 6 through 8. A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. You know, those, it's just like those two, you know, it's the flip side on both those examples. That wasn't no time to kill, you know. And then that was what? That was a time, you know, for, you know, the young lady who got her life taken. That was a time, you know, to, you know, take the L, you know, just take the low. You know, you can't control that. Hell, that I'll be honest, that happened to me Friday. Here it is, everybody else. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You know, Eve just walked through the door like, hey, just because you have an issue with parking and so forth, hey, grow up. Everybody was talking about grow up and be mature. But these things are only going to continue to intensify. Why? Because in Isaiah 19, did not that first verse that I read also in the NLT is what? The Lord is advancing. So it's the Lord is cooking right now and going to continue to cook. Let me continue. Let me jump to Matthew, I believe. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Okay, this is that golden rule. You know, I'm sure if you know, went out, you know, and you have your moments. I don't care this, but bro, I don't like to be talked to crazy or, just BS, That's my whole mantra or whatever, man. All that unnecessary ice grilling and the mean mugging, man, keep that to yourself. Keep that to somebody who really who you so-called got issues with. 9 times out of 10, that ain't gonna be to your biggest your biggest enemy. I guarantee you that. And if you just walking around here with a chip on your shoulder every day, hey, somebody gonna knock that chip off and eat it too, bro. Everybody's a tough guy, independent, tough woman. See, that shit's not panning out now, man. The Lord has it to where the Lord is issuing out judgment, man. Okay? And it's always and it's so beautiful because it's twofold. Now, granted, Miss Simpson's in the spirit world. She's with the Most High now. But guess what? Hey, but the other Eve has it in that box. That's gonna be a speedy trial. That's gonna be a speedy trial, man. I believe it to be. Especially after they found out it was over. No, thank you. You put energy into chasing this woman to another parking lot and unloading. Yeah. So the Lord is, he's advancing this thing, man. One gets to go to the spirit world, and one gets to what? Get the ass in that prison house. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Of course we don't know what was said, but it's like, bro, it was over a door issue and you couldn't have said, oh, I'm sorry. Because the woman who shot the woman, she could have took the low, be like, hey, I'm sorry. I should have said thank you. I'm sorry, right? But nah, but it's, once again, this is all the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yashah, man. This is the will of the Heavenly Father, I just wanted to make that point, and Abba Ratazah, this lesson is edifying for the body. So with that, once again, call Halal Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Waharakakwadash, Brakathum. Once again, I'd like to give double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the select number of Achion, pushing the truth and sincerity in four corners of the round earth. And salutations to the select number of Aquat that they're listening. Shalom.